lot of assisted living facilities and nursing homes in the area.
Well, Mallory, sometimes when you're at home celebrating the holidays with family, you run out of things, and they may be essential, and you need a place that's going to be open so you can buy them.
One problem that people probably don't think about is even though there are 2 cars parked on the side of the road here, if another car came down the road and hit them both, this white car would be held responsible because it's parked illegally. Even if you already have your tree decorated, you can still come on out to the Christmas tree farm. Santa Claus will be here tomorrow. Inside the safety house, they will learn what it's like when the house fills with smoke like this. Then they can learn to get low in order to get out. The road is owned by the county, so technically homeowners should not be making any repairs, but Commissioner Faye Parker says the resident isn't breaking a law, especially since the man is a well-respected contractor. It's mostly an issue about liability. There's plenty of work happening on Paradise Drive, and construction company owner Rodney Walker is definitely in the driver's seat of the project.
Basically what we're trying to do is just turn a 1-lane road into a 2-lane road and make it safe for all the residents that live on this road.
Walker took on the job after seeing wrecks and the potential for more accidents. The curves are sharp, the hills are steep, and the terrain's almost so rough that you need a 4-wheel drive just to make it up. Lauderdale County is getting all this road work done for free. So far, Walker has spent $30,000 of his own money and expects to spend even more.
So all the fuel, all the equipment, everything is basically coming out of my pocket. But I think as citizens, we ought to give back to our community.
But the county commission sent a letter to Walker asking him to stop the work until he's met with the commission's attorney. Turns out he's not supposed to be doing the work, but obviously he hasn't received that letter yet. Neighbors are always stopping by to give Walker their opinion on his work.
I think he should be commended and congratulated instead of harassed about it.
Beth Gurley says she's grateful someone is fixing such a dangerous road.
This is fabulous. We can't thank him enough.
She says she and other neighbors took a petition to the county, but the commission said it was too expensive to fix. Even though Walker is taking on the cost now, he hopes the commission's liability concerns won't dump the project.
I'm not going to fight the county or anything. You know, I would love to see the county work with us on this. I've told them that we would, it would be outstanding if we worked together.
Rodney Walker says his ultimate goal is to see Paradise Drive paved, whether he or the county does it. Live in the Shoals newsroom, Candace White, WAAY-31 News. Talking about global warming here, environmentalists say that when cattle get gassy, they send methane up into the air, and that traps the heat in the atmosphere, thus contributing to global warming. Sounds funny, but farmers aren't laughing. Paul Austin is a second-generation cattle farmer. He hopes to one day pass his farm down to his son.
Like cattle, like to be out here on the farm, and we just enjoy it, and we, make a little profit out of it.
But Austin says if the Environmental Protection Agency starts collecting a clean air tax per animal, he'll have to abandon his life's work.
We'd probably have to sell out, go out of business, because there's not any profit, and if you can't make a profit in your farming operation, you can't continue to farm.
The point of the tax is to make sure our atmosphere isn't polluted from methane emissions. Methane is a byproduct of when these guys belch and pass gas. Cows do that a lot. After eating, they burp up their food and chew on their cud.
Just one of them things that cattle do, and I don't think it's hurting the environment all that much anyway.
Officials with the American Farm Bureau say the EPA could tax beef farmers who have more than 50 cows, $87.50 for every animal. Some local farmers say that's their entire profit. If you have more than 25 dairy cows, they would be $175 each. And pork farmers could be taxed $20 for each hog if the farm has more than 200 animals.
Definitely put a higher price on beef at the grocery store and milk and everything else.
Costing the consumer more and putting more people out of work. Kathy Cagle has been helping people with disabilities get jobs for 25 years, but now she's having to worry more about her safety than her work.
All the rain that we had, the ceiling just caved in.
And when it's raining outside, employees still have to wear their rain gear inside and deal with bucket after bucket of rainwater that's leaked through the roof.
Cagle says she and her co-workers are afraid they may be exposed to asbestos and mold from the standing water.
We are not turning on any lights in this area because we're afraid of electrocution. Seriously.
Phone calls are hit and miss when it rains. The wet lines shut out periodically, and termites are destroying the floor. There are buckets sitting on ceiling tiles to catch the leaks, and employees take turns emptying out the water before it ruins their equipment. Last month, they shut down their vocational training workshop because of the economy and the poor working conditions. So how did it get so bad? The nonprofit organization made fixes to the roof and floors, but can't afford much more.
And we talked with some folks about making some renovations, but we found that it was going to be more expensive to repair everything than to build a new center.
We're just looking for somewhere to go.
What happens if you don't find that?
Well, there is a possibility that we'd have to shut down.
Indicator, Candace White, WAAY-31 News.
Aaron, it is absolutely freezing here in downtown Florence, and I use that term literally. It is 23 degrees, and the temperature that water freezes is 32 degrees, and even though we don't have any rain, any kind of precipitation on the ground, we did find some here at the Lauderdale County Courthouse. This is the fountain right out front, and as you can see, there are some icicles, and everywhere that the water is touching, it is just icing over, and where the water splashes out on the sides, that's completely iced over. So that'll be interesting to see what it looks like later tonight, early in the morning, when we get down to those single-digit numbers. And we wanted to have a little experiment since it isn't a lot of precipitation on the ground. So we got a cup of water to see if we can make that freeze. If you take a look, this has only been outside about an hour and a half, and we do have some ice crystals in there. It's pretty much frozen, but not completely. So, but I did cheat. This was hot water, so it's not completely accurate, but it's the best we can do since there's no rain on the ground. But it is freezing, and I'm ready to get back into the studio. So I'm going to toss it back to you.